Buenas, buenas. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Ooh. Excuse the messy background. Me and Hermosa were cuddling, building a fort. I would introduce you guys to Chewy's if you guys haven't met her, but she is currently drinking water. So we're not going to disturb her peace. We're going to let her do her. Anyways, guys, how are we doing today? Ooh. On this episode, we're not going to talk about Europe because the last 2 times I tried talking about Europe, I just cried. This part was supposed to be in the middle. Okay, guess we're not going to fix that. Anyways, so yes. No, but on today's episode, I thought I would talk about a little show that you guys probably know if you guys follow me on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on my Instagram, you are a hater. I will post my Instagram right here. And it's always in the description box as well. I did tell you guys that I was going to post like I normally do and start being more active and stuff. So I am going to go on my Instagram and like do little like polls like I used to do and post little snippets here and there. I'm trying to work on it, guys. We're getting there. Anyways. So I did mention that, I did ask if anybody has seen The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Pause real fast. Here's Elijah. Say hi. Hi to the world. She is 10. She's a little chihuahua. You call her a rat, I will punch you in the head. Thank you. She's gonna go fix her fort now. No, but yes. And as someone that has worked with Mormons, 3 actually, and they all were very different, like in the show. I do just want to say that I feel like how do I say this? The more religious you think you are, the more of a, ¿cómo te digo? More hypocrite you are. So I'm just going to say that now. Anyways. So let's dive right in. I was going to do notes on my iPad, but I currently don't know where my iPad is since coming back home. I know it's here because I saw it, but I really don't know where my iPad is. So we're going to try to remember all the names. I think I remember all the girls' names and everything that happened because I literally just watched it. So it's all fresh in the brain. So yeah, first of all, they can never make me hate Taylor. Or Demi, or Jesse, okay? I love them. I love them. Okay, all the other ones, we'll talk. First of all, but we talk about the bitch nobody likes. Whitney, baby. Oh, my God. This bitch is literally... I remember I saw this post and it's like they were trying. This was before I had seen it, and it was like they're trying to make me hate the villain, which was Taylor, and then the real villain, which was Whitney. And I was like, why? Because I remember everybody hated Taylor because she was a swinger and she was like doing this like swinger stuff and exposing people and their husbands and like their wives and like people's personal business. So everybody was like hating on her. So I was like, okay, but apparently that's not what that was about. So yeah, Whitney, I don't like you. I hate you. You are honestly, I do feel like she is very narcissistic as well. Yes, I'm holding a lime salt because I like to eat salt because I'm weird like that. No, pero she's a manipulator for sure, and she likes to play victim, which is really, really, really annoying. She's just annoying. So I guess we'll just start with Whitney since I'm already on the Whitney train. First of all, they left to Hawaii because supposedly, and it's not supposedly that he was doing it. It's more supposedly of which app he was on. If you know, you know. Supposedly he got caught on Tinder. I think the silence lets you know what app he was really on. I do not believe that he was on Tinder. I do believe the other app he was on. I also feel like they are the couple that just from also this is all allegedly, this is all my opinion. Do not sue me. This is just me from what I observed from my house watching the show. Okay, cool. Anyway, so from watching the show, to me, it made it seem like they both don't love each other, but they're kind of stuck with each other because they have kids. At that time, they had 2. She's pregnant now. I think she's about to give birth, I don't know, with another one. So now they have 3. And I feel like, not just saying in the Mormon community, because I know, like, just, I mean, like, how you're raised, divorce is frowned upon to some people in some religions and some cultures and stuff like that. And it's like, you could be getting your ass beat, but no te divorces porque que va a decir la gente, and don't get divorced because it's not ethical, and don't get divorced because this, and it's like, your ass is getting beat, your husband hates you, or you hate your husband. Like, so it's little things like that, and it's like, why are you gonna sit here and put up with the marriage that is literally toxic for you and that person just because, oh, que va a decir la gente? Okay, fuck what people have to say. Go get divorced and live your happy life. Okay? Thank you. Anyways, so I feel like they're more like that couple that's just kind of stuck with each other. So they're just like, whatever. So that's why I feel like he did what he did. Who knows what he really, like, what was his intentions? Of course, he's never gonna admit it and just tell her blatantly, like, hey, this is why. Because, we all know, say it with me, men are liars. Not saying women aren't. Not me. But men are liars, okay? And before y'all tell me something, yes, I love my mans, okay? But men are liars. Not mine, though. Men ain't shit. Not mine, though. Mine is the shit. Okay? Thank you. You guys already know I always slander men on here, okay? For reasons. But anyways, I feel like especially since they're Mormon, he knows better to not fully expose him and his wife because of how they are. And when I get to Jen and Zach, the Afflecks, you'll understand what I mean. Anyways, so we hate Whitney. We're all Whitney haters, okay? If you like Whitney, please block me because I will sit here and argue with you that I hate Whitney. Thank you. Anyways, so that's that. So fast forward to I think they were all having like a girls' night, and then she tells him like, hey, me and my husband talked. He apologized for being on Tinder. We're gonna make this work. Pretty much, long story short. Anyways, and then all of a sudden Taylor decides to be like, I'm having a miscarriage. And then she goes, oh my God, Taylor has to talk about her miscarriage when I just told the world my husband cheated on me. I thought that was the whole point of sitting down and talking as friends, so you guys could both debrief and talk about what literally just happened in your lives, but you're mad because hers was more tragic than yours. Please explain. Please make that make sense, Miss Whitney. Thank you. Oh, and then just little bits and pieces like that. But no, speaking of Taylor, I did notice that at I'm doing the whole summary. At the beginning of the pilot, they were gonna make it seem like it was a whole different show. And then once you keep watching it, they showed how she got arrested, how her and Dakota got in their fight, and then she got arrested. So yeah. And then, we're just done with that one. Okay. Taylor, I feel like growing up in again, it's not just them, but growing up, especially, like Catholics are very conservative. I know most people say they're Catholic and they're not as conservative. I grew up very, very Catholic. Not like extreme, but, and then of course there's like other religions, like those, like the Jehovah's and all that, and they're always like, oh my God, I'm Christian. You're a fucking spawn of Satan. Or whatever. Anyways, but when you grow up in a religion that's super conservative, you tend to have stricter parents. And then, especially in the Mormons, not saying just them, but since the point of the whole episode, we're talking about Mormons. You start dating at like 16 and then get married at like 18 and then have kids right away because, you're only supposed to be with one person for the rest of your life, I'm like, you gotta taste the cake before you buy it. I'm just saying. What if the cake's expired? What if the cake's not what you want? What if it's vanilla pudding filling, but you want strawberry? You don't know. You don't know. You're just gonna buy a cake and wait. Once it's paid for, and then you're gonna eat it. Once you get home, you're gonna take a little nibble on your drive home. No, you're gonna wait till you get home. What if you're in a car accident? What if a cake flips over and falls on the ground? Then you have to go buy a new cake? No, ma'am. It's not what we do here. But anyways, so I feel like when you grow up in a very strict household, you're essentially, how do I say this? You essentially are because I grew up in a very strict household, I'm telling you guys. I feel like, how do I make this make sense for people? How am I trying to explain myself? I'm trying to say that when you grow up with in a strict household, you're pretty much trapped because you can't do anything, you can't do certain things, you can't wear certain things, you can't express yourself, right? And then once you get a little bit of freedom, you grab it and you run with it. As did I. As me, did do that. Anyways, so I feel like a lot of them did, get married right away, have kids right away, and this and that. So that's how like Taylor was. She had kids, and then she got divorced because she was like, nope, this isn't working. Smart. And then she got with Dakota, and then Dakota is very toxic, but he's annoying. I feel like he wanted to marry Taylor so bad so that way he could manipulate her more. But Taylor's like, excuse me, bye. When he called her after Chippendales and then he like got pissed and then she's like, is that the only reason you called me to fight or something like that? And then he gets all mad and she hangs up on him. I love that. That looks like growth to me because I feel like if that was like her back in the day, she would have been like, oh my God. Speaking of Jen, anyways, you know what? I'm just gonna skip to Jen because I forgot. Not only are we Whitney haters, we are Jen Affleck haters, and not Jennifer J-Lo or Jennifer, ¿cómo se llama? His ex-wife, Ben Affleck's wife, Jennifer. No, not Aniston. Just whatever. Anyways. Jen. First of all, I didn't hate you at first, but I do feel like the comment you made about your mom / your family was unnecessary. Or if you wanted to state it in a different way, just word it a little different, maybe. But I don't know. So long story short, according to Jennifer, she's Ecuadorian or something. I don't know what she is. She talks about in one of the episodes, I think they're having like their little boys like party or no. En la fiesta de her husband, he just graduated or he's gonna go to medical school. I don't fucking know. We don't give a fuck about him. He's a narcissistic asshole. Anyways, so see now that the air's on, I'm cold. It was hot earlier, so I'm just gonna. She pretty much said, "Oh, I grew up poor. My mom's poor. My father-in-law is rich. My mom works for my husband, for my father-in-law because he has money and she doesn't." She pretty much said, "My mom cleans the hospital that my father-in-law works at." Why did you have to say it like that? Well, why did you even have to say it like that? Like, I mean, I get producers want you to say certain things to make the storyline juicier or make it more entertaining or just like stuff like that. But I just felt like that was all her because it's like, what did you growing up poor and your mom not having that much money now? Like, why was that having to be a comparison to your surgeon father-in-law? I don't know. That just rubbed me off the wrong way. And luego after that, I was just like, you're on my shit list next to Whitney. You guys are on top one. Actually, I think Whitney's top one. Jen's a strong running number 2. But yeah. Anyways, so there's a lot of key points and stuff that I could say about this situation. So, as you guys know, Jessie is one of the one of the other Mormon wives. She's not a Mormon anymore, but she was. So she's on the show now. And then before you guys come at me, because I love Jessie. I literally follow Jessie Styles or whatever, way before she fucking popped up on Hulu. Okay, as a hairstylist, I've been following her forever. Anyways, back to Jen. So, okay, so they all go for new character unlocked, Layla. She just got divorced. It's her birthday. She's never had an orgasm, like something like that. So Jess was like, "Oh, let's all go to Vegas." Cool. So they all went to Vegas. Jess surprises them with going to Chippendales. Okay, cool, right? Okay. She got her to do the whole girls do VIP, so they got to meet the dancers before. They got to have lunch in a separate room by themselves, and then they were going to see the show front row, pretty much. A summary. Well, the Jen was already freaking out. Taylor was already freaking out. I think one of the other girls was freaking out because of their boyfriends. Hold up. Before you guys come at me. Give me a sec, okay? And I get it. I used to be in that situation where I was like, "Oh my god, I can't do anything because they're going to kill me." So I understand. Well, let me keep going. When originally it was supposed to be a girls' trip to Vegas. Well, Jen's boyfriend, her husband, was like, "No, I'm coming with you because you are a child and I need to be your dad." Let her go to Vegas by herself, babes. And then Taylor, the Taylor one was okay. I'll let this one slide because she was 38 weeks pregnant and she couldn't fly. She had to drive. So we'll give her that one. Dakota went and drove them. So then, of course, Mr. Zach was like, "Oh, I'm coming with him." But of course, the boys did stay separately, which was like, okay, finally. Because also, I feel like Jessie wouldn't have let them stay. She'd have been like, "No, this is a girls' thing. You guys can go jack off together somewhere else." Okay, now we're all caught up again. So, so they're driving. I don't know I think the Rio. I don't know where they performed. They show up. Of course, they go into the room and they're shirtless. The only one that ever touches them or really interacts with the dancers is Layla because it's her birthday and she's single. All the other girls are pretty much just standing around, just watching shirtless men. Okay. Then they're eating their lunch dinner right before the show. And Mr. Zach Affleck starts freaking out on her because she's a whore. Oh, wait, there's more. Zach is going to medical school. Zach's parents gave him money so they wouldn't have to stress about it while he was in medical school because, of course, she has to take care of the kids and he has to go to school. Well, he has a gambling problem. According to the Mormons, you're not supposed to gamble. Oh, but you can drink 7 sodas a day. So he blows all that money. So now Jen is the breadwinner. So when Jen and Zach are having a conversation, like her messing around, like, oh, I'm gonna go see Chippendales. He's like, yeah, if you want to be single. Oh. Yeah, if you want to be a single mom and take care of 2 kids by yourself. Oh. First of all, babe, she's the one that makes money. She'll be fine. She can hire a nanny. She's good. You are literally broke. And then he goes, well, I don't care what you do, actually. Just give me my $2,500 and we'll be fine. $2,500 just to gamble? Baby, give him $200 and call it a day. If he loses, and adios. Anyways. So he's freaking out on her, telling her, oh my God, you're such a whore, and blah, 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 and right? Well, Taylor tells her, hey, do you want to go back to the Airbnb? I will go with you so you don't have to go by yourself. She's like, okay. So they go to the Airbnb. The whole time Jen is literally, it was very sad seeing it from my own eyes after I had experienced it. Like, damn, bitch. The way she was just on her phone, texting. And I'm pretty sure reading those messages, she was probably like, no, like, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. Like, I could just imagine, I could just see the messages that she was sending to, one, explain herself, and 2, like, trying to fix it, right? So they get back to the Airbnb, and then she's on her phone, no, whatever. Fast forward to Chippendales, whatever, they have fun, this and that. The next day, they're like, oh, where's Jen? Oh, she left at 2 a.m. Where did she go 2 a.m? Oh, she went to go see Zach. You're saying that this tiny little petite woman got in an Uber in Vegas at 2 a.m. to go see her narcissistic husband. Okay. That's all I'm saying right now. Well, you remember how I told you guys that Taylor had hung up on Dakota because he was trying to argue? Right before that, he's like, oh yeah, well, we got done gambling at like 2, and then we got back to our Airbnb at like 2:30. And I fucking knew it. Once this man was done gambling, done spending all of his wife's money that she had to give him because he has no money, then he's like, oh, well, I'm done spending your money, so I guess we can talk now.
Okay.
Oh, and then, oh my God. Right? And then she goes and meets them for dinner, and she starts explaining, oh yeah, well, I went to the Airbnb at like 2 a.m, and we just talked. Okay. Okay, cool. You guys talked. Well, the whole time he was like, oh my God, you're such a bad mom. You're such a whore. You don't value yourself. Blah, blah, blah. I don't love you anymore. All this stuff. She runs back to him, and he's all like, pretty much like, just kidding. And she's like, oh my God. She had literally every excuse in the book to defend this man. You guys need to watch the episode, Because I remember most of what was said, but I like blocked it out. Just what he was telling her, and her sitting there and defending him was sad. It's like, babes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel really bad for her. You guys just have to listen and to the way she's explaining things, and then just be like, oh my god. Like, what the fuck? And then her friends, sit there and like, no, babes, like, that's not what happens. That's not how someone should treat you. And I'm glad her friends stood up. I mean, I feel like you can't be done until you're ready to be done. But I'm glad that they said something. Because there's always people there that would be like, oh my god, like, well, just sugarcoat things and make it seem like you're the bad person and he's not, right? So I'm glad they were like, no, bitch, wake the fuck up. He's a narcissistic motherfucker. And you're just being an idiot. Anyways. So there's that on them. On little Miss Jennifer, who I can't stand. Oh, and then she uninvites her friends to her child baptism, pretty much. Because her husband said no. There's one thing of just not inviting them. But there's another thing to uninvite them. Imagine getting invited and then just getting uninvited because my husband doesn't want you there. I think that would have pissed me off more than getting on. If you would have been like, hey, like, we're doing something small, like, but me and my husband decided we're just going to do 10 people. Okay, cool. That's fine. Love you. I'll send you your gift. Have fun. But you're going to sit here and be like, oh, well, my husband said you can't come anymore. Why? Like, okay. Whatever. Demi. I love Demi. She speaks her mind, which I love. Michaela, that I think she kind of doesn't say much. She's just kind of filler. She's just there. Who am I missing? Taylor, Whitney, Jen, Demi, Michaela, Layla. Is there only 6 of them? Oh, Jesse. Is there only 7? Come be sinners, come. There was 8 of them. Who am I missing? Taylor, Whitney, Jen, Demi, Michaela, Layla, and Jesse. I don't think I'm missing anyone else.
Yep.
And if I am, apparently you didn't have enough screen time because I don't remember you. I really don't. Anyways, back to the show. I also feel like they did talk about a lot of the points that the church makes you pretty much feel bad if you get divorced, forces you to stay with your abusive husband, and like stuff like that. And then I'm gonna hear that, oh my god, no. Y'all believed a 14-year-old white man found some stones and said, Jesus said, listen, nah. Excuse me? Well, in the Book of Mormon, it says, the book this random boy made up. Shit, I would have made one too. Women are trophy wives, and men work and give all their money to their wives. That's what I would have wrote. I need where are these stones? Let me go find some and read them and make my own. Because you're going to sit here and tell me that. And then they're now I'm just bashing on them. Just kidding. But now that, like I said, I did not grow up. I worked with 3 Mormons. And they were all very different. One of them, she got pregnant at like 14, 15, 16. I don't know. She got pregnant super young. She had 3 kids before she was even like 20. You have nothing better to do than finish school. Why are you having so much sex? Do you not know what a condom is? And I get it, because Wendy's mom, Wendy did point this out. She's like, you never told me what to do. She's like, well, you figured it out. You got pregnant. But I feel like a lot of moms make it seem like it's such a shame to talk about it. Because girls aren't supposed to have sex, right? But it's okay if your son does, but not your daughter, right? So I feel like a lot of moms don't sit down and tell you, hey, this is what happens if you have sex. If you're gonna for some reason do it, just protect yourself, right? My mom just yelled at me. I ended up figuring it out, though. But she pretty much said, don't do it. Pretty much, I felt like I was in Mean Girls. Don't have sex because you're gonna get pregnant and die. Pretty much. She did tell me, like, just because a man tells you, oh my God, you're so pretty, doesn't mean you have to sleep with him. I mean, she did tell me that too. But in a sense, like, I feel like they don't really explain that to them. So then I'm like, okay. So I feel like in that situations, I feel like that's why you get pregnant early. Because you're like, oh, let's see what happens, Anyways, so she got pregnant at like 14. And then she was married. And then she got another husband. And then now she had a boyfriend. She had a boyfriend who, I don't know what's anymore, so I can say it now. And I doubt if she's gonna watch it. And if she does, I really give 2 chorizos what she thinks. 2 pinches centavos que me importa que dice la pendeja. So she had a boyfriend older than her, and she was already old. And by old, I mean like 40s. And before you guys come at me like, oh my God, 40 isn't old. Compared to me, it's old. So shut the fuck up. Thank you. Anyways, he didn't do anything. He didn't work. She paid the rent. She paid the bill. She paid everything. Oh. It's okay. He doesn't have to pay for anything. He cooks for me. What else does he do for you? Besides cook for you. Nothing. This man, and I know I just said about being trophy wives and men giving their women money. This man is a 40-year-old man. Doesn't contribute to the rent. Doesn't contribute to the bills. Doesn't do anything all day. Goes on Amazon. Spends your money. Messes around doing who knows what. Oh, but he makes me sourdough bread. Oh, okay. Okay. Jesus fuck. And in the Mormon community, and I'm going to say this too, and the Catholic one too. I mean, I guess in any religion, premarital sex is frowned upon, right? Duh. We all still do it because honestly, we're not going to sit here and lie to each other that we're all going to wait until marriage. No. You guys just heard my little spiel. You got to eat the cake. You got to try the cake before you buy it. Or at least before you take it home. I don't fucking know. Do whatever you want, but just fucking eat the cake. Anyways. So, I remember this. Last year, as you guys know, in the Mexican community, we believe in La Virgen de Guadalupe. Pretty much like La Virgen Maria, right? Long story short, I had bought roses para llevárselas on her birthday, which is December 10th. So I get them, I save them at work. And then once leaving work, I'm like, okay, me being me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go be holy, bye. Because I mean, I don't go to church anymore. For reasons. So that was just me being dumb, right? Anyways, and then she's like, at least you're finally doing something. And then I was just like, okay, this is, oh my God, because you're so religious. And then I don't know what I said, something about We talked about something about the religion. She was pretty much talking shit about Catholics. And then I was like, says the one having premarital sex. And then she's like, well, it's frowned upon in mine. I was like, it's frowned upon in mine too. I was like, do you not know how strict Catholics really are? But we just don't listen. Like, you don't fucking listen. But you don't see me saying shit. Yes, I'm talking shit. But you know what I mean? I was like, okay. Whatever. So yeah, she is on her like 7th body because apparently she likes to fuck anything that walks. Oh, and then that reminds me. In the Mormon community, you have to wear a thing called garments. It's pretty much a long shirt and long shorts. Because it means you're pure. Because that's like another piece of clothing that you would have to take off before you fuck. So it's like making it seem like, oh my god, don't. You know? Anyways. So this is going to be a long episode for once. Yay me! But I can't talk that much. But we'll see how much we can talk more in 15 minutes. Probably not much. We might have to make this a part 2. We'll see. Anyways, so long story short, she always talks about how she wears her garments. And it reminds me because Jen in the show was like, oh my god, I didn't bring my garments. I don't know why I have an accent now. She's like, oh my god, I didn't bring them. My husband's going to kill me. Well, okay. But he can gamble $25,000, $2,500. You not wearing your garments is frowned upon. But so is gambling, but that's okay, right? Because it's gotta be a doctor. Cool. Noted. Vamos a leer. So yeah. Fast forward to pretty much that. Pretty much how she got pregnant super young and all of a sudden she's a devoted Mormon. And she's a breadwinner. Like, there's nothing wrong with reversing the rules. But I feel like, oh my god, he cooks for me. It's not a valid reason of why you should take care of a grown ass man. And then, I'm gonna expose it. I don't give a fuck. She would sit here and be like, oh my god. It's so, I don't even feel it. This man doesn't even fuck you good and you're still gonna pay for his shit? Oh my god. Oh my. Call the police. Call Joseph Smith himself and have her removed. Oh my god. Bye. And it wasn't like he was a supportive partner anyways. Like, he never was there for her. For her. Like, she was, oh my god. And then they would fight. She would get in a bad mood. And I'm like, ew, go back home. Oh, but she would wake up and get fucked. I don't know with what. Apparently imagination. Because apparently he didn't do it good. And then she would be like, oh my god, hi guys. Ugh. Okay. So that was that one. Mormon number 2. So she grew up Mormon, of course. She got married right after high school. Not like right after, but like pretty, young. And she waited to try the cake until after she bought it. And she's like, what the hell? That was a horrible decision. Never again. I'm like, yeah. Because she thought that because she followed the rules, God was going to be like, oh, princess, I pick you. You're going to heaven. Fuck everybody else. It's pretty much what she thought, right? Well, no, she got divorced and then so I'll talk about her love life, but it was a little rocky for how long I'd known her for, right? But she even said it, that she no longer considered herself a Mormon, and that she considered herself a Jack Mormon. And a Jack Mormon pretty much means someone who's like a Mormon, but does all the things you're not supposed to do. Like smoke, like get drunk, like, have sex and stuff like that. So she did drink, she would smoke, she did have sex with men. So, she was more open about the fact that she wasn't a typical Mormon anymore. She wasn't like, oh my god, you have to wear my garments and I have no, like she was kind of like, well, I grew up Mormon. It's not what you think. I'm gonna go get drunk now. Like stuff like that. So I did like that about her, that she was very like, you know what, fuck the church. I'm going to live my life, but I'm still gonna Jesus, woo. So yeah, that was that. Mormon number 3. Una Joe Stress. She would stress me out. This girl, I love her. Mwah. She was a literal Hannah Montana. Literally. Her mom thought she was a virgin. Her mom thought she never drank. Her mom thought she never smoked. Her mom thought nothing. Her mom literally thought she was still the innocent 10-year-old little girl that she raised. Oh no, this bitch drank straight vodka from not a handle, but like straight vodka. She had it on her nightstand. She would fucking smoke. So I was just like, of course she didn't live with her parents, so that helped. But I was like, how can you live a double life like that? I could never. My ass would have get my ass caught up. You are a sneaky little one. Sneaky little one. I was like, oh my god. So as you can see, I did work with 3 very, very different Mormons from different levels of Mormonism, from Joseph Smith to kill a puppy. Have you seen those TikToks? Would you rather kill a puppy or drink vodka? And they're like, kill a puppy, like that. So I do feel like the show did portray how a lot of them are like, oh my god, I did forget one of the moms. Oh my god, what was her name? I know. She's friends with Taylor and she tried making up with Dakota. That's who I was forgetting. I do not know her name, but we're gonna post a picture of the cast right here. I do feel like they portrayed the show very from different levels, because all of them were still practicing Mormons. Some of them were like, nope, fuck fuck a man, fuck a bitch named Joseph Smith, right? And a lot of them were like, hey, I'm a little 50-50. So, in my opinion, as someone who's not Mormon, but worked with Mormons, and someone who is very open-minded-ish, just kidding, I do feel like, one, it was a lot of for the entertainment, because if you're not making a show that's entertaining, nobody's gonna fucking watch it, right? Correct. So that, y luego, number 2, I feel like having different girls in different spiritual levels was good, because if you make a show about all them being practicing Mormons, then it sounds like a conversion therapy program, what the fuck? So I did like that. I'm super, super, super duper excited for season 2. Definitely watching that. I'm gonna make Hawaiian watch the Mormons because it was a fun show. I want to watch it again. I was going to try to rewatch it before I make this episode, but I literally do not have time because I've been working ever since I came back from my trip because I'm leaving again. So yeah. But thank you guys. Hopefully you guys have made it all the way to this point. I know this is for once I made a long episode. I haven't done a long episode in a long time. So thank you everybody for sticking around and pretty much watching the whole thing. I love you guys so much. You guys mean the world to me. Let me know. A lot of you guys have DM'd me some ideas. Thank you. You can always just DM me and let me know, oh, talk about this, or oh, bring this person in. I always tell you guys, now that I'm trying to get out of my funk, I'm gonna try to film with some of your favorite guests. So that's in the works. I am gonna have a new guest soon. We need to figure out timing and stuff like that. But yeah, don't forget, guys, you can listen to me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and say it with me, guys. And you can see my beautiful face on YouTube. Bye.